Hello everyone, it's Fred again. I mean, just Fred, not the DJ. It's just me, the one who's killing all the undead. It's just me. I'm back. Hello. I ended the first episode here at Agamand Mill, and I didn't really expect much of the video. I just thought it was a fun little project, but I have been completely blown away by all of these amazing comments from the first video, and people who have subscribed, and just the fun things that happened while I was making the second video, which I will show you later, of course. Foreshadowing, I'm becoming such a pro video creator now, leaving hints everywhere, you know, teasing you guys for what's about to come. I don't know. I've never done this before, so I'm really trying, okay? Since we might have people who are new to this series, I will just remind the rules. So it's pretty simple. We have 3 rules. The first being, I am only allowed to kill undead mobs to reach level 60. The second rule is, I am not allowed to trade with any players, and that includes the auction house. However, I am allowed to vendor the items that I do pick up from the undead mobs. Which brings us to the third rule, which is, I can only use items looted from undead mobs or crafted through professions. So we continue in Agamand Mills for what looks like, according to my editing software, 4 hours and 20 minutes we spent here. My God. But as you know, this entire continent must be purged. It is limited how cool you can make killing level 8 mobs, but you know, I'm trying, okay? I'm really trying. But this is, like I said, this is 4 hours footage, you know, that I'm trying to melt down to something that's watchable. When you are killing the same mobs for this many hours, you have to try and find a way to make it somewhat interesting for yourself when you're playing. I would go on Wowhead and see what items do these guys even drop, you know, because I'm killing the same guys maybe a few hundred times. So even if they have a really special item, the chances of me getting it is relatively high compared to when you're just questing. For example, there's this item called the Warrior's Tunic, which I'm sure you have seen before while leveling. I mean, I know I've seen it tons of time when I've been leveling. But did you guys know that there's a complete warrior set that you can get? There's the warrior's girdle, the warrior's cloak, the warrior's braces, and even the warrior's pants with 1+ stamp. Epic! Another interesting fact that I figured out while I was spending 4 hours at this mill was that these mobs also drop a quest item called A Letter to Yvette. This item starts a quest called A Letter Undelivered, which is basically just a turn-in quest, and you have to turn it into Yvette in Brill. Now obviously Brill is a horde city, so you can't actually click on it. You just get a message saying, this quest is not available for your race. But I just thought that was pretty interesting, that this item still drops even though you are Alliance. Or maybe I'm a noob, but I didn't know that. We continue the grind until we hit level 13. Now at level 13 we have a few options. One, we could go to Darkshore, because in Darkshore there are these highborn undead mobs. Some of you guys might remember it from the quest line. They are between level 10 and 11. But then from 10 and 11 up till around the 20s, when we can finally hit Duskwood, there's not really any options in Darkshore. But from 10, 11, all the way up to 20, there's a lot of options in Silverpine Forest. It's a big disadvantage so far being in the Horde area because there's no repair nearby. The closest vendor is in Western Plaguelands, but that's of course a pretty dangerous route. On the first video, a few comments mentioned that they actually quite liked the sped up footage. I had deleted a lot of it because I didn't know. I thought maybe it would be too boring to look at. So I'm gonna keep some extra in this episode. And of course it will come with some metal. Just right before finishing up this area, we get the big upgrade. And we can finally consider this area, Agamand Mills, as being purified. This is the gear we are currently rocking. As you can see, we almost got the full warrior set as mentioned earlier. So, I know, pretty cool. And here we have all of the extra items that we could fit in our bag. A lot of stuff we had to throw away because we just don't have that much bag space now. As we leave this area, here's a quick update on how many we have killed. So, total we have killed 747 undead so far. Before we continue purging, I wanted to drop by Ironforge and get my class belts sorted so we could speed the purging up. It wasn't as bad going back because resting at the Spirit Reser just helped us jump through a lot of the areas. So the trip to Ironforge wasn't too difficult. I mean, it's still a pain in the ass, but compared to how long it took getting up here, it was quite easy. When we get to the camp, we window the items that we have picked up, which of course is allowed because they are picked up from the undead. And we get the flight path and we start heading towards South Shore. We head over to pick up the flight path and I realized that I actually never bothered to pick it up in Wetlands or Ironforge, looks like. So, well done me for making myself suffer more than necessary. Get the flight path, doesn't really help us. We still have to run all the way to Ironforge. So here we go. This challenge of Only Killing Undead is heavily inspired by the South Park episode of them only being able to kill boars to reach level 60. And a YouTube channel called Classic Wins actually made a really cool video on this, where he calculated how many boars would you actually have to kill to reach level 60. The conclusion is around 18,058 boars has to be killed. Since mobs kind of give the same experience, I assume that I would also have to kill around 18,000 undead to reach level 60. Now, at the end of this video, we reached around 1,000. So, yeah, there's a long way to go, man. In Ironforge, we finally train our first class spells. We pick up our professions, mining, blacksmithing, and first aid. With that sorted, we will fly back to Western Plaguelands and start the next part of the purging. And look, this is where the video started, remember? That's cool. Isn't that cool? Alright. Not surprisingly, getting through Western Plaguelands was a bit of a pain in the ass again. So I took off some of my gear to try and save the repairs. On our way to Silverpine Forest, we passed Lordaeron. Yes, I said Lordaeron. This is not Undercity. Filthy Undercity. It is Lordaeron, and we will restore it to its former beauty. We head to Ivor Patch, which is this little area on the map, and we purge the first undead in Silverpine Forest. And just like that, the first area of Silverpine Forest is purified. Another thing that I am so concentrated about is I'm so scared of accidentally killing a mob that is not classified as being undead. For example, now we are at the dead field killing the undead gnolls. And normally I wouldn't really think about it too much, but since they were gnolls, I kept hovering my mouse over them to make sure that they were actually undead. I don't want Blizzard playing tricks with me, like maybe the Mystic was not undead and the Glade one was, or something like that. So I'm checking the mobs constantly. I was thinking maybe I should get an add-on to help me with this. But yeah, so these are just some of the struggles you have when you are trying to kill only undead. The light fails me as I pull 3 mobs at the same time, and I end up dying. And normally I would cut out this part, but something interesting happened as I was running back. I noticed a dead body on the road, which looks like a naked paladin called Purger, and that really piqued my interest. So I did a quick /who Purger to figure out who is this guy. In the first video, I'm pretty sure I never told anyone what server I was playing on. So I decided that I was going to whisper him and just confirm what I thought was happening here. And it turns out that he had watched my first video and he was attempting to do the same thing that I was doing. And might I add, probably with a better name as well. And he even referred to me as the YouTuber who made the video. And that was my first video. I've never made videos before. So someone calling me a YouTuber, I don't know, it was so... I started laughing out loud because I was like, this is insanity, what is happening. So Purger, if you're watching this, thank you so much for attempting this challenge as well. And everyone else watching, I know I said it in the start of the video, this has been, I'm kind of lost for words, to be honest. There's so much support. I really appreciate it. I didn't expect anything really to come of this. And yeah, thank you everyone so much. And please attempt this challenge with me. It will be really, really fun to see what you guys come up with. With that being said, justice does not rest, and we will continue killing more undead. We reached level 14 and we can consider this part of Silverpine Forest, the dead field, as being purified. If we take a quick look at the map, we have purified 2 areas so far and we just arrived at the 3rd, which is here. And just like that, we have the last area for this episode completely cleansed of the filthy undead. Thank you all for watching. I hope this part 2 is equally as enjoyable as a lot of you found the first episode to be. If there's something you would like to see in the next episode, please let me know. Just write the comment. I try to answer all of them. Thank you all very much. Also, this is the amount of undead killed so far. We are at 893. And 2 final things. Like I said, it was my first video. The last video, it kind of blew up. So I just wanted to let you guys know I have bought a new microphone. So in part 3, hopefully my voice will sound better. And I also made a Twitch account because I was thinking maybe I could stream some of the grinds and we can interact as I level. I'm not sure if I will ever use it, but here's the link anyway if you guys want to follow that one. Thank you.